Hello, YouTube! Ages since I've done anything, and last time I did something, the first thing I do is see Matt at the pub while I was pissed, who just went, wah, 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 don't want to do reviews, moany. And I was proper moany in my last video. It's because of circumstance, that's all. I think the point of YouTube is when things are going quite good, you just want to tell the world about it, and I must admit now things aren't going particularly as well. I don't really want to tell the world about all of the stuff that's going on at the moment because none of it's good or happy stuff. So that's why the limited content. At the same time, I'll do them when I'm ready. So, there. Had a good chat with Sammy the other day, and he was sort of Sammy Skullgrin. And he was semi-instrumental in me actually sort of making a couple of decisions. It was only just a conversation, just, hi, how you doing? I said to him that I'd had a chat with Matt on the Rollout Roll Call meeting in the pub about how he got into voice acting. And I think whether you do it properly, big time, or whether you just piss about and just do it because you enjoy it, I think they're both the same thing. I think if that's something you just want to get involved in, if it's something that you sort of hanker for, it's something you won't get it out of your blood until you go and give it a go. So there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to try and have a go at a little bit of voice acting. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go and sort of set about this little milestone, but I've made the decision that I'm going to. So I'm announcing it here and now on YouTube for the world to see. That's what I'm going to do, so that's what I'm going to do. The other thing I'm going to chase is I really want to do some radio again, proper radio, because I miss it. I did a show on craftyradio.com for 5 or 6 years, and then I did a show on Extreme Beats for about 2-3 years before that with a friend, and although it was lots of, you know, dance music mixed up with me chatting over the top of it, a lot of the radio shows were just people playing records and just giving shout outs, whereas I would give shout outs and then talk to the people that were on the forum typing messages live to me and stuff like that, and I was a lot more interactive with the people that were on the radio show, and that's what I enjoyed most about it, and I haven't done that now in a little while and I miss it. So I'm going to try. I was being told a story the other day about someone who in a year managed to go from just wanting to do it to actually having their own weekly radio show on actual radio waves and not just sort of the internet, and having like real listeners and getting money for it. So I'm going to try and do that. That'll be good. That's a goal for me. It's not like I haven't got plenty of time to sit and dwell on it. The job situation's absolutely tragic at the moment. I had quite possibly the single most degrading experience of my entire life yesterday, but I can't tell you about it because, or rather I'm not going to tell you about it. At the end of the day, these days prospective employers do sit and, so I'm not ashamed of YouTube. I like doing the YouTube, I like the sharing element of it, but there's some stuff until I'm a little bit more settled that I'm just going to hold fire on for the moment, unless I can put a funny twist on it, or I've got half a bottle of Jack down. We'll hold fire on that one. I got moaned at recently because I've deleted a couple of threads off my Facebook, and I would like to say to my Facebook community, especially two people in particular who are probably going to know who you are, ill-behaved rants on Facebook where you say stupid outlandish things just to seek attention are fine, but employers look at Facebook. That's all there is to it. I don't particularly, I mean, my mum's on my Facebook. I don't want mum seeing some of the stuff that goes on my Facebook sometimes, and I know people do it just because they're bored and they're maybe just wanting to laugh a bit, but set your standards higher, people, because if you get up, if you go boo and get all unknocked because I've taken a thread off that's highly inappropriate for down the pub, let alone on a public forum like Facebook. I've got most of the kids from my hockey team that I teach who go all the way down to 12, 13 years old, because under that I don't think you should have a Facebook. But they're on it. I don't want them really reading it either. So if we have a bit of fun on Facebook and then I delete it off, don't boo me, shove it up your ass. Okay? Lots of other people in the world as well, not just you, or me, or us, or anyone. It's all a shared forum, so just live with it. I've got tons to I haven't got tons, but I've got some really interesting stuff to review. I just need to sort of get the organised time to do it. I need to get the frame of mind to do it. Most of my reviews were just, if I'd had a shit day and I wanted to expel it, then I could do that. And now I haven't got an opportunity to be loud or vulgar or gregarious any longer, because there's always bloody people around. Fuck off. I will do them. Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime, just the most fun I've had in ages. I could just turn it from truck to base to mega, from mega to truck to base, and back and forth for ages, and I'd never ever get bored of it. So good. Energon toys. Give me Energon toys. All I want is Energon toys. I've got a Hot Shot, what's a cliff jumper, but it's overdrive because it's in the Japanese box that I've got. And they power links together and they don't suit each other at all because one's tiny and one's massive. But it's so much fun! I love it. I just sat and played with Cliff Jumper when I opened him, and it just... oh, ratcheting up the wazoo. Absolutely fantastic. Ooh, can't get enough. So, if you don't want Energon toys anymore, if you want me to review something you were like, Dave would absolutely love that, just send it to me. It's a cold-hearted plea for Energon toys. Want. Give. And when I've got a job, I'll go out and buy some again. Really want an Inferno now to go with my Hot Shot, so I can have a Hot Ferno, or whatever his name is. Rollout Roll Call was awesome. I got shit-faced. I started off drinking pints, that's fine. Then it was, I don't really like pints. Beer's okay, but it's gassy and horrible, so then I went to Jack Daniels. But then I was getting pints and Jack Daniels, and then I didn't realise that Jack Daniels was doubles when it should have been singles. And the next thing I know, I don't know what time it was, but apparently Helen looked at me and went, I think it's time you went to bed, and I looked at her and went, oh, like that. But I don't know what time that was. I don't remember doing it. I don't remember getting back to the hotel. I remember vaguely throwing a couple of toys in my room and showing off a little bit because Helen got her camera out. And that's it. That's all I remember. I don't really remember anything till about 5 o'clock the next morning when I got up to go to the toilet and stood up. And you know when you just drunk too much and and it's just the room's like that. And oh dear. And I was in a really shit way till about 11 o'clock. And I feel bad because it was Dave, all the cool stuff to do, and I should have been the life and soul there, and I didn't. I just got twatted. But because of everything that's gone on lately, I think that was the first time that I'd ever had a blowout. It's the first opportunity where I'd ever really just got drunk and just de-stressed about stuff. Had the most amazing Star Trek conversation with Sophie, Mrs. Time Lord. Just brilliant. And I just loved it. I just sat there and I think she completely gutted me out, and I was totally wrong, and I was absolutely, completely over the moon to be wrong, because it was such a good opportunity to sit there and have a conversation about something that no one else wants to have a conversation with me. Because even like Dad, who does know about Star Trek, doesn't know enough. I can sit there and have a good old debate about it with him. My brother, well, there's no point because he'd A, fleece me to death, and B, wouldn't be interested in doing it anyway. I just really enjoyed it. That's which is probably why the booze went down quite so well and I got quite so pissed, and a couple of people did say, Dave, you were ruined. And I don't really remember being that ruined. I don't think I looked that ruined in the video from after the pub. But it was good, I enjoyed it. I've spoken to Dave, he's fine, it's all fine, everything's fine. It was just nice to have a release for a change and be surrounded by toys and stuff like that. Rob, Predicring79, I've got your thing signed only by... can't remember his name. By one of them and not the other. I've got a very nice print of Simon Williams of Hot Rod. It's just not coloured, it's just a drawing. It was signed. I'm going to put that in a frame. It's just something. I like Hot Rod now. I don't know why. It crept up on me. I never thought it was going to be a thing. I don't particularly like Hot Rod, but because I'm so completely in love with the 86 movie, Hot Rod's obviously the hero of the hour in the 86 movie, and that's just sort of... that's just burned a little hole in my soul for Hot Rod now. So I'm not collecting Hot Rod stuff, but I quite like that GT40. I've got an alternators wheel jack off Timey, completely love. Everyone moans about it profusely, saying that it's an awful toy, and I must admit that when you put it back into car mode, the hands don't really fit inside the bumper, and it's really, really difficult to get the engine to sit back inside the engine bay so the bonnet will close. But it's good. It's huge, it's a nice big toy, it's got good stature, it doesn't fall over every 2 seconds. The proportions are excellent, the head's a bit funky, but it's just really nice. I like it. I'm really into plasticky, ratchety, clack-clack toys at the moment instead of... And I'm not dissing the movieverse, I love the movieverse, but I'm very bored of the movieverse at the moment because it's too precise and too exact, and if you haven't got it quite right then you can't line something up. I'm loving old school, big, fat, chunky, clack, clack, clack stuff. I love it. Why? The reason I turned the camera on, I must have been talking for about 1,000,000 years. Let me see. 12 minutes! Better edit some of this down. I've been tagged by Helen the Melon in a very unusual video to be tagged in. It's not like, me. I tagged so-and-so and so-and-so to do a 2-minute review or to... It's a Q&A video. Tagging someone in a Q&A video? Is that really etiquette? It's not just, do you fancy making something about a Transformer that's 2 minutes long? It's, do you want the actual general public at large to ask you questions about your personal life and stuff like that and put them on video? However, I'm accepting this challenge. I'm going to do a Q&A video. I'm going to edit this today. I'm going to put this up today. Today being Wednesday, so we'll give it a week, middle of next week. We'll do it when I'm ready, or if there's enough questions. If you ask a question that's particularly vulgar and I don't answer it, if you answer a very, very clever question, then I might have a very, very clever answer. I have been watching lots of Van Horse though, so you might just get an woo instead. I miss the horse. I'm really missing the horse a lot at the moment. Andy, if you're watching this, if you still watch a little bit of YouTube, I hope you're well. I hope it's all good. I've downloaded some of his old videos and I came across them the other day and forgot that I'd had them and watched all 4 episodes of him making cupcakes and just miss it. SMS number 1 saying ask me some questions. Asking me some questions and I like to reply to them on the YouTube and we'll make much funny out of stupid questions. I've got a fairly good idea of what a lot of them are going to be, and Kev, you might be barred. You're not really barred, but we'll see how it goes. SMS number 1 saying this is a quarter of an hour's worth of video that I better go and edit. Peace, take care, don't drink too much. And if people buy you whiskies, they're probably going to be doubles, be careful.